All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of my movie review series, episode 257. Now, last week I said that Keanu Reeves was coming back to the movie review series and going to finish out the trifecta. 3 of the coolest movies that came out the 90s that Keanu Reeves has done. I mean, you had The Matrix to end the year, to end the decade. You had The Matrix. You had Point Break, the very start of the decade, and then you have in 1994 Speed. Yeah, man, Speed. 1994. Keanu Reeves, Dennis Hopper, Sandra Bullock. I remember, a long time ago, back in '94, uh, the first TV spot I saw for Speed, and Sandra Bullock, I saw her face in it, and I'm thinking, was that the chick from Demolition Man? Yeah, I did not know who the hell she was at the time. I mean, yeah, she was the girl from Demolition Man. Yeah, Sandra Bullock, and then I didn't know who Sandra Bullock was. Nowadays, you know who Sandra Bullock is. After this movie, hell, this movie made her a star. So yeah, this movie made her a star. This movie made her a star after Halle Berry turned down the role. What did Halle Berry do? What did she do in '94 that she couldn't do Speed? But anyway, yeah, this movie, yeah. But yeah, Sandra Bullock, yeah, this movie made her a star. You know, the cat that directed this movie, yeah, he saw Point Break, and that movie got Keanu Reeves over. You know, they got him over enough to put him in this movie. So yeah, even though it was a Point Break, the Bill and Ted films, Point Break, you know, those movies really got Keanu Reeves off the ground. But this movie right here, this movie, yeah, they established him as a as a draw. This movie established him as a draw. So yeah, man, great stuff to come out this movie though. Like I said, this movie is definitely one of the coolest movies to come out the '90s that Keanu Reeves has done. I mean, yeah, say what you want about Keanu Reeves. Say what you want about him. You know, he was a very good actor. He may not be Oscar worthy, but he's a very good actor. And yeah, you cannot deny that he done 3 of the coolest movies to come out the '90s. Yeah, Point Break, this movie, Speed, and The Matrix. You cannot deny that. Okay. But yeah, this movie, it is non-stop action. Okay, when this movie, you call this movie Speed, yeah, you know, from the first scene all the way to the finale, you know, from the first credits all the way to the closing credits, man, we got some real good post-pounding non-stop action. I mean, there were a few calm downs, but if you can give it a nice little count, you could say maybe 10, 20 minutes of screen time with the calm down, but then it hits you again with that nonstop action. And yeah, the second, after he got the phone call from Payne, Dennis Hopper's character, you know, Payne. What's the asshole's first name? Howard Payne. We, when he got the phone call from Howard Payne, letting him know that he's still alive and there's another game to be played. Yeah, there's a bomb on the bus. The bus goes 50 miles per hour. The bomb is armed. It goes below 50, it blows up. So what do you do? What do you do? So yeah, he hopped in his car and he went on the road, and yeah, he had to catch up to that bus, boy. Weaving through traffic, he had to catch up to that bus. Yeah, yeah. This movie, yeah, on the go. It was on the go. I mean, yeah, that one movie, Unstoppable. With the speeding train. That shit don't compare to this movie right here. This movie is set the standard, really. It set the standard for the post pounding race against time type of action that pretty much has followed since this movie right here. This movie is a real template for that. This movie is a real template for that. So yeah, Speed. Oh boy, it lives up to its name in maximum high voltage and alarming rates. God, this movie is so awesome. Such a good movie, man. You just, you really you cannot deny anything about it. Cannot deny anything about it. I mean, you got your, you got your twists and your turns. You got your shocking moments with the baby carriage. Yeah, the bus hit the baby carriage, but there was no baby inside. It was all cans. So you know, Sandra, her character Annie, she's driving the bus at this point. You know, hits the bus hit the baby carriage. She sees the baby carriage go high in the air, and she's just freaking out. She just killed a baby, but no, it was not a baby. No baby in there. She yeah, calm down. Calm the hysterics. There was no baby in there. It was just cans. It was just cans. Big sigh of relief. Oh, man, boy, yeah, this movie though, yeah, he hit you with it hit you with a lot of exciting points. I mean, yeah, yeah, where the baby carriage, you know, when the bus had to do the 50 feet jump and it made it to the other side, you know, despite what the hell MythBusters said, the bus made it to the other side. Okay, fuck MythBusters. Okay, the bus went to the other side. Okay, I know a lot of people out there are fans of that show. I'm sorry, but still, you know, this is not science class. This is speed. Okay. So yeah, despite what MythBusters said, yeah, the bus went to the other side. He made it. He made the jump. He made the 50 feet jump. Okay. But yeah, with that and that, and then you had the fact that Jack had to go under the bus, and he was trying to dismantle the bomb himself. So yeah, he goes under the bus. He gets hit with a shredded rubber, and yeah, he's going out of control. He trying not to get ran over. He got the screwdriver. He rams it into the gas tank. So yeah, shit was starting to it was piling up. The situation was just piling up, and it was just everything was just going crazier and crazier. And speaking of crazy, Howard Payne, that character, Dennis Hopper's character, you know, yeah, crazy but not stupid. This guy, one hell of a metaphorical chess player because he was ahead every step of the way from minute one. He was ahead every step of the way. And Jack, he just had to just pick up on it. He had to pick up on it just a little bit late, but yeah, he picked up on it. He know this guy. He dealt with him before, in the beginning of the movie, he dealt with him before, but yeah, this one all throughout the movie, yeah, everybody was in one huge trap, and he had to get them out of it, Even though he had that one casualty with the lady, she was so freaking scared. She was so scared, man. She had to get off that bus on her own. Yeah, she tried to get off the bus, but she got hit in the blast. Oh boy. Oh, but yeah, I tell you though, it just this movie, yeah, it hits on all cylinders, man. It hit on all cylinders. I mean, it was just post-pounding action from start to finish. And when they finally got off the bus, when everybody finally got off the bus, when Jack, he pulled the wool over Howard Payne's eyes, because Payne, you know, he had the a surveillance camera, you know, yeah, he can see them, but he can't hear them. So yeah, when Jack saw that, Jack saw that the entire bus is under surveillance, under his surveillance, you know. That's when he had the idea of having the news crew play a part in this game, So yeah, the news crew, yeah, made a tape, loop it. So yeah, everybody's looking straight, and the tape it just kept running and running, you know. Payne didn't notice. He didn't notice until it was too late. Until everybody got off the bus, everybody was safe. Jack and Annie, they got off the bus. And yeah, like I said, every plot point of excitement in this movie, and yeah, it will indeed leave you cheering. I tell you, it will leave you cheering. Even though you've seen this movie more than 20 times, it will still leave you cheering because it got you invested from from start to finish, from minute one. It got you invested, you know, invested into these characters, invested into the situation, invested into the story. It got you invested. And yeah, keeps you any movie that keeps your attention like that, you know. No wonder this son bitch stood the test of time after all these years. No wonder this son bitch is one of the coolest movies that Keanu Reeves has done that came out of the 1990s. One of the three coolest movies that Keanu Reeves has done to come out of the 1990s. Okay? And this movie was a quintessential 90s action film. Quintessential 90s action film. And yeah, whew, man. What more can you say about it? What more can you say? I mean, it got you. It had you. and he didn't let go. Not until they were safe again. Okay, they went from a speeding bus to a speeding subway train. Yeah, yeah, man. They had to jump the track on the subway train. I mean, it was just this movie is just high velocity of craziness. What more can you say about it? It's just pure awesome. This movie is pure awesome. I love it. I love it. A lot of people love it. This movie is the favorite of a lot of people's on their on their lists. You know, if you ever make a list of top action movies, not action sequels, but action movies. If you ever make a list on top action movies, I might do that one day. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, if you ever make a list on top action movies, Speed gotta be on it. He gotta be high up on it. But yeah, just it's just straight 5 out of 5. I mean, I really don't have much to say about it. I mean, yeah, Jack, he beats Howard Payne, because he's taller. He beat him, you know, give him that reach. They're on top of the subway train. They're fighting on top of the subway train. Yeah, Howard. Yeah, he got Yeah, he's on top of it. Metaphorically speaking, he's on top of it. He was on top of everything. you know. But yeah, Jack, yeah, he got that long reach, he kept them up, and that light, that that train light, traffic light, whatever the hell, the red light was approaching. So yeah, he kept them up. Payne looks up and boom, dude lost his head. Yeah, he made me smarter. Yeah, I'm smarter than you. I'm smarter than you. Yeah, yeah, he looks up. Oh, woo. Head not clean off. You saw right there on camera too. Yeah, but I'm taller. Yeah, boy, I tell you. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. All throughout. From beginning to end. And hit you with you got a nice little suspense too, since we're dealing with bombs here. You got nice little suspense, suspenseful moments also. Because, you're dealing with bombs, you don't want none of these bombs to explode. They explode, he wins, He get the money, he wins. We did not want that. We don't need to have that. Not in this movie, you know. But yeah, quintessential 90s action film, straight 5 out of 5. Speed is an awesome movie. And the music, the score in this movie, I hear the score, I hear the score, it sounds like something Michael Kamen would do. But then, once you keep hearing it, it's starting to sound a little bit more familiar. I mean, that's from Speed, but then it starts to sound a little bit more like Metal Gear Solid. I mean, to me, that's what it sounds like. That's what the score sounds like. Metal Gear Solid, even though Metal Gear Solid came in few years later, came in a few years later in what 1998 was it? Came in a few years later, you know. But yeah, if you want to put it that way, yeah, the score from Metal Gear Solid, it's it can reflect the score from Speed. Like I said, this movie is a template, template race against time, great stuff all throughout. There's nothing really more for me to say. I mean, Keanu and Sandra, they had great chemistry. They did another movie a few years later, a bunch of years later, like a decade or so years later, called um Lighthouse, something like that. Um uh Anyway, yeah, they did a love story years later. But yeah, anyway, yeah, great chemistry between those two. You know, postpounding action, excitement all throughout. Straight 5 out of 5. I can't emphasize how much this movie is just so great, so awesome. You gotta check it out. You gotta check it out again. If you're an HBO subscriber, check it out. If you got HBO Max, check it out. You know, that's my review, Jack, and I'm sticking to it. Now, next week, that should have been this week, but they moved it to next week. Mortal Kombat come out next week, but I'm not going to do Mortal Kombat just yet. But I am going to do a Terminator movie. I am going to do a Terminator movie that is another cool ass movie. It didn't come out in the 90s, but it almost did. It came out in '89. But yeah, it's a cool ass Terminator movie, martial arts movie, and you know, Team USA fly over to Korea to take on, you know, fly over to South Korea to take on that martial arts team, and they kicked ass. So yeah, that'll be next week. Check out my other shit right here. Subscribe to me right here. But in the meantime, in between time, Jack, this show is all.